our crews were leaving from Manhattan on August 11th. And I learned this time, we're going to check our bags and then go over and look at the intrepid and the growler. Because you got to wait around till 4 o'clock for the cruise ship to leave anyway.
Well, make sure you're there on time. If they say they want you there by 3:30, you better be there.
Oh, we're going to take the Greyhound up from West Hampton. It leaves at 10 and gets us there at noon. I really don't care about it. I just want to see the ground. It said veterans are free if you just have some kind of ID. I'll pay for her.
I've been through it twice actually. They have two engines. And in the front it's a mess. You walk down.
Oh, it was stripped a little bit?
No, it's intact.
Huh.
But walking in, you go through this chamber where it's weird the way you get down. And they have the diving station on the port side. There's a passageway that runs along.
It's a modern style.
Yeah.
It's, the old submarines had big wheels. Valves, airplanes, but the micron had airplanes.
The old boats had a separate hydraulic system. This was valve, stern. Didn't work well.
And what went to Charles River to the Goose Creek weapon station? I was in Charleston. Yeah, I was maneuvering Watch Helmsman. So many course changes. Every now and then they accumulate $20. And then you had to switch to the city. It was weird because you would move the rudder and then you would stop. The rudder would stay in that position. And you had to bring the rudder back. It was a lot more thinking than just a wheel. You move the rudder and then you stay there. And you move the rudder back. And there was a guy that was sitting next to me wearing the sound-powered phones, and he would write the course changes down. It would come on the
27.
27 MC. And I always had to answer right 5 degrees rudder. I don't know. Keep the boat. Wait a second. Keep the boat.
Well, you must have been pretty good at being a
Thank you. I was hungry for everything. Well, after your controls and helms, they expect you to qualify something else. You know what I'm saying? They said if I had stayed in or re-enlisted, you would have to qualify quartermaster or learn another watch. So, yeah. I mean, we could be like, 25-year-old uncle.
No, I don't think our known supervisors.
Oh, the senior ones did. I did.
I don't know how they expect you to qualify when you're the only IC member. Forward back. Yeah, but they should the same thing.
They do an attrition forward.
Yeah,
They were a 3-section watch.
we were always in 3-section when we had 3 of us. On my first patrol, I was the only one.
I don't think they have an IC anymore.
No, it's all ETs.
Yeah,
We did that.
The other thing we did was I remember the CAMS unit, the IC man had to operate that for whatever reason. And the guy we had, he couldn't do any race because he was a foreign national. He was born in Cambodia or something. So he couldn't be a new. He was a smart guy, but he couldn't be a radio and he couldn't be a new. He was like an IC man. And he had like a little bit of an accent. I remember one time he was officer of the deck. He goes, CO2 is a little sky high. He took we said, how'd you get in the Navy? He said, he lived in California, and you know how the Navy used to put ads in the one ad, high-tech job, dial 1-800, whatever, right? So he's a foreigner, right? He sees high-tech electronics job, he dials the 800 number, and the guy says, come down to our office. He goes down to the office, the recruiting office. He said they wouldn't let him leave after he signed the papers. They said he had to call his mother to bring his clothes down. you know, he shipped them out the same day.
Oh, wow.
When I used to say, for Shanghai,
Yeah. Okay.
It's 7:30. We have a new chief of the boat
All right.
tonight.
Very nice there.
So if I could ask the chief of the boat to guide the boat.
two guys.
Summaries.
Almighty and everlasting
God,
God,
protector of all who put their trust in thee, hear our prayers on the back of thy service, still our vessels beneath the seas. We beseech thee to keep in thy sustaining care all who are in submarines, that they may be delivered from the hidden dangers of the deep. Grant them the courage and devotion to fulfill their duties, that they can ever serve thee and their native land. Though acquainted with the depths of the ocean, deliver them from the depths of despair, dark hours, absence of friendliness, which is here. Bless all the kindred and loved ones from whom they are separated. When they surface their ships, they praise thee, that thou art there as well as in thee. Fill them with thy spirit, that they may sure the reckonings, unwavering in duty, high in purpose, upholding the honor of their nation.
Call the boat.
USS S-28, USS Robo, USS Grundy, there's a port of no return, for ships may ride an anchor for a little space. Then, some starless night cables, leaving the eddy at the mooring place. Falls for no longer, sail to rest your oar. No tangled wreckage will be washed ashore. Okay, sure.
The Creed of the United States of America, Incorporated. To perpetuate the memory of our shipmen who gave their lives in pursuit of their duties while serving their country. That their dedication leads to supreme sacrifice to a constant source of motivation for its greater accomplishment, and to loyalty and patriotism to the United States Constitution. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Introduction of members and guests.
Julie Gary, USS Irons, SS 482, August 1964. Blue one with
And also I qualified April 24, 1967 for the USS Agna HESS 240, and I believe Franklin Dolphins and Stanmore Crew.
Bob Rose qualified on the USS Coast SSBN 628 Blue Crew in June of '66 in South Pacific.
Jim Madden, qualified on the USS George Bancroft, SSBN 643, in March of 1989.
Chuck Cox, qualified on the USS Ethan Allen in July of '72.
Glenn McCallis, U.S. Army, 1968 to 1970, chemical war.
Chris Vincent, USS Menhaden, San Diego, California.
Thank you. I'd like to take a moment to honor the services of our World War II vets. Today, you can on your phones and your emails, memories from past honoring Calvin for his service, both the state and the crew of USS New Jersey. And for those that were there,
That's when he gave them the award.
We gave
That's what he did.
so regulation like this.
so when I saw that, I said,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
that
That was
is,
on Facebook?
you know, it was on, it comes to me through my email, and it comes to me through a Facebook notice.
Right.
And then you just open it up, and the pictures are up in the cloud. And it was good reliving that moment because that was really a wonderful moment.
If anybody watches or looks online, or Chris puts out a lot of information about what's happening with the, submarine service, what's happening with the VFW, and it's really good. But Chris puts out a lot of good information. And Alan Brown, he sent Chris how many pictures, Chris?
Too many, Mr. K.
Alan said it's really cool.
Yeah, he's good about that.
But yeah, the picture, at that time, we had 8 members of the crew. We had Chief of the boat, 7. And we had 2 starmen, and it was done very nicely. Done very nicely, for not being scripted, actually. Exactly. Exactly.
And it was wonderful talking to some of the new sailors, both male and female, on that vessel.
And the people who worked with us from the state were very nice too.
Yes, they were.
And we had the commissioning crew, or the commissioning committee, not crew, but, committee. It was done very well. It's a year ago, it's hard to believe.
Remember, we thought it was never gonna happen.
It was supposed to, the boat was supposed to be commissioned in April 6th of last year. And the Navy said, nope, not ready.
But it was wonderful that he was here for the summer.
And then 2 months after we had the ceremony, Val died.
So
At 100 years old, so.
I think it's appropriate that we, and all subsequent July meetings, we remember
I think so.
that this event is honoring Calvin. Anyway, moving forward, Secretary's report.
Regular meeting minutes, New Jersey Bay South, USSVI, Friday, June 27th, 2025, Yardville, New Jersey, VFW Building, 1930 hours. Officers present, Ed Carlson, Bob Gross, Jim Madden, James Gary. Call to order, prayer, flag salute, voting votes, introductions of members present, and guests, honor World War II vets. Chaplain's report, clinical list, John Theosoni. Minutes of May meeting read by Secretary and approved by members present. Treasurer's report given by James Gary. Treasury report given by James Gary. 2 CDs totaling $16,000. Oh, 2 CDs. One for $16,766.45. One for $4,027.90. A checking account of $2,856.75. Scholarship CD of $3,031.65. A scholarship fund, additional fund, of $2,484.85 for a total treasury of $29,167.60. Report accepted as read by members present. Committee report membership. C. Vincent, approximately 106 members. Ways and Means, Dave Lucas, no report. C. Ed Carlson for latest hats and sweatshirts. Scholarship, Guy Doherty. The awardee has been notified. The check will be out August 1st. License plate, Ed Carlson, 5 left. New Jersey Eagle Scout Program, C. Vincent, no report. Old business, use membership card to promote our organization. We need a volunteer for newsletter. New business, Bob Gross was presented appreciation plaque for his service 2016 to 2025. C Stories NA. If we're good in the order, 50/50, that's $108. Wayne and Bill, that around the 50/50. Meeting closed with prayer by Vice Commander chaplain. Cobb, Wade Michelle, Seven Service. James Madden, secretary, usually based south, USSVF.
Any additions, corrections to the report? I'll entertain a motion to
I'll
approve.
make a motion to accept them as read.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Treasurer's report.
As of today, we have $29,437 in the treasury. Our checking account has $2,937. Scholarship and savings account has $2,593. And ACB, scholarship simply is due September the 1st. Interest rate is 4.21%. It's $3,042. Checking account has simply due October the 4th. The interest rate is 4.25%, and it's $4,042. And our regular CD is due September 23rd. The interest rate is 4.25%, and it's $16,824. Our year-to-date revenue is $2,233. Our total expenses are $595, which gives us a profit for year-to-date $1,630.
Thank you. Any questions, corrections, additions? No. Motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. Chaplain's report.
Chaplain is the only one right now still, is John D'Antonio that I know of. I had not gotten a hold of Charlie, see how he was doing. But, no news, sometimes good news. But, John, hard man to get a hold of, but, everything seems to be okay. He's not gonna get better, but, that back's never gonna get better. That's my report. If anybody knows of anybody, that, maybe get some cards out, start getting cards out.
This sheet, this quarterly submarine magazine, there's a guy that died. He was in our chat. He was down in Bloomington, I forget his name. I guess we gave up on the perks. So what's going to happen with these perks? We haven't done it.
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
I have to look and see what the name is, because I brought 2 extra books.
Yeah, there's a guy, I remember getting money from him a while back. So I don't know if he's got a break.
If he's got one down there, I've had 2. I got one of the old ones, the originals, and then I got the new granite.
Because we haven't done anything with bricks for a long time.
No.
Obviously, Charlie did all that.
Right. But most of the people so far that had,
Yeah.
had their bricks.
But there is a guy that died.
They say I've got 2 books back there.
Or was it membership? He's the active member?
Yeah. So it's still 106. I was gonna go look up if he's on the,
Second work of submariner. Yeah, it's an annual.
I was looking at my calendar for next Friday, and that's where the show is. I don't think the show is in the middle of the year. And, so I put on going down and Bob's complaining this year, which was,
sure, first column on the top. Longer than
What does it start with?
He lived in Wilmington, New Jersey.
Oh, Bill, Bill. Yeah, Vital. Yeah, he was active, well, he's part of our base.
Yeah.
William J. Michael.
Yeah. he hasn't been around in a while, but, yeah.
I don't think he was a life member. I had a,
Qualified in 54. On the Gutchen. Yes. Yeah.
I'm sure it's.
I just got it when I didn't.
Oh,
Nash.
Glenn, would you like one?
I had one. Yeah, you can remember. You get that?
We'll see what happens. It's, well, we're supposed to have them make, I get 4. I get 1 for me and then 3 extras.
Oh, okay.
So just in case someone doesn't get them.
is there any update on,
Dave Lucas.
Same group.
Dave Lucas, the guy that's asking downstairs. Dave's doing all right. He keeps on telling me he's going to attempt to come up, do a meeting. And, because every once in a while he gives me a call. And, but he's doing all right. Is it going to be good? No, it's not always going to be good, but he's going to make the best of it. If you talk to him, you never know. He had all these problems. What a man.
You know, getting upstairs can be problematic.
Well, we have that, the limit, we have the, yeah. But he won't do it. The Christmas, you said, what, a couple of months ago, Chris? Yeah.
No fun.
I know,
It's not fast. You're not snapping that.
I know it's premature, but when you think about next year's meeting, you would think that we wanted to go, quarterly in a different place. We would want to have it on a different date and a different time. Things that, to figure out. But it's still premature.
In years past, New Jersey South has met out in Lakehurst, and we met at Lakewood at the Legion, out on Route 9. We met those places. Then we used to go down to Lakehurst. It was the no, it was the Lake Reserve. Oh, Lake Reserve. We used to go down there. So. We observe down there. Down Lakehurst, yes. That's just down the road from you. Yeah.
You know what I saw on the internet? Didn't say the summer was over, but August, we're gonna be away on vacation. That week of August, the Olympia has a fundraiser where people, it's 35 hours and they have a speakeasy involved. So you go to the Olympia and drink. But I don't know if it didn't say anything about the submarine being over. That'd be a good place to hold a meeting. On the Olympia or on the, like, have it in the submarine. Like, Philadelphia's not that far from here.
No, it's about 39 miles from Mercerville.
The size of this meeting can fit it in the
But it's run by volunteers pretty much. And so, but if you have something that was already going on, yeah, but the Fleet Reserve, we used to have some meetings there. It was on Fridays. They were always on Fridays. That's when Jimmy Burke was still alive. Jim Burke, Harry Lang. Harry, they were involved quite a bit there. And so, yeah,
Would that be much of a travel for
it's like going to Tom's River.
for me to try to corner?
Yes. It's 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
So you have to take 539,
5:39.
and then you can take, that'll take.
I think you can say,
Well, there's a cutoff before.
There's a cutoff right there where you go past Lakehurst. Right, the air station.
It's 539, paintball thing, then you make a left on start for the beach. And that'll take you just before the Lakehurst Circle. Okay?
Yeah, we basically get on that.
Union Avenue is the one that is, it seems just, I was thinking about
So it would have to be during the day. Driving on that road at night is tough stuff. So I
Driving with deer or something.
In the fall, when they're on the move, the deer are on the move, it's tough.
What about a Saturday?
You have to check and see, you know, if it's available.
No,
Yeah.
want to do a meeting on Saturday.
We have tried it. We have
The
tried it.
only trouble is that having a meeting during the day kills the whole day. That's the problem. In other words, if you're gonna have it at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, you can't do anything in the morning. That's the problem. You know, I don't know what to tell you, but it has a disadvantage. But having it during the day, especially in the winter, is getting to be important because driving at night is difficult.
All the years ago when I joined this, it was all because I looked at the calendar and said Friday night. You know what, I could make it. You know, it didn't say Saturday afternoon, it didn't say.
That's the problem.
Friday night is the
And they do treat us good here. We have them.
The only disadvantage is that it's getting, you know, it's noisy down there, and if you want to have something to eat.
Well, we'll bring it up here.
Yeah, we gotta bring it up.
We'll bring it up here.
That's the only, but it was not noisy before.
Well, I remember some big parties down there.
They opened it up to associate members.
Yeah,
And where you, as a life member or a VFW member, each person can sign in, and you can bring 9 people.
that's the problem.
And,
I know many noisy.
Well, it's not noisy tonight because nobody's there.
Well, they were all out.
They're out there.
All right, we gotta get going.
Okay, moving forward, committee requests, membership, Chris.
Number 6,
Number
potential one more.
6. Possible new member,
Yeah,
right?
right, yeah. Well, he lives in Maple Shade.
Right.
I talked to him, he was supposed to give Chris money, I have his application, I didn't punch it in, and according to him, he doesn't have a checking account, he's supposed to meet or call Chris, give him money, and not only for membership, but for plates.
Right.
Yes, that's how we, that's how we.
That's how we so we'll see what happens. I'll give him a call
Okay.
and see what else is going on with him. I'm sorry.
And it seems like that he reached us through the police, through the state, is what Ed said earlier.
I'll give him, I'll communicate.
And Facebook has been running the license plates for the veterans through Facebook, so we're seeing more exposure that way.
You know, when people go on to the state of New Jersey for plates, and they see the organizational plates, and they see the new plate, they see the separate plates. And as soon as they do that, they give them my phone number, and they call me. I brought a number of members into the national, but again, this is the first time in a while that we have an opportunity to get one into a base, but you live there again. So hopefully this will get out.
hopefully I can hold Jerry Bell and Bob Mitchell, because they ride together. They live down by Chris. And, but Jerry, when he came up, he had trouble getting up and down the steps here. Because that was not working at that point in time. So maybe if he realizes that that will work, maybe we can get a couple more people coming out.
Thank you, Chris. Ways and means, David, this is here.
Nothing has really
Nobody
changed.
has approached me for any ways. For others,
Oh, well, the Ways and Means thing.
ways and means.
I still gotta get a hold of Jenny, Calhoun's daughter, and find out. She said when they were getting clean stuff out of the house, Calvin had, I think, 10 cases of the mugs we had from the convention back in 2000. So I figured what we can do, if she still has them, she can get rid of them. Get them here, maybe downstairs, sell them.
Yeah.
You know, if you got $2, $3, and it'll be income coming back in.
Just to get rid of them.
Just get rid of them. And Calvin had a whole bunch of hats. He had a Razorback hat, he had all kinds of hats. And Jenny said that, you know, they're looking, if anybody was interested in it. I guess hats that is, there's not room in them. But, yeah, so anybody's, but I just thought that might be some, to be an income for us.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And even though they're 20 years old, you know, 25 years.
Well, if you talk to Jenny, I can pick them up at the
But, yeah, I gotta get a hold of it. I tried, and I think they took Cal's number off. But if that's the case, I'll get a hold of Mary, the other doctor, and, she lives over in town. Right now, because
Yeah,
that's just a little bit, every little bit helps coming in.
until people approach me for orders, to come to the order. I'll tell you what I have to do, what this is why it's like an issue. So if anybody wants at least the base hat, just let me know, something you know, you need to call, and go order more hats, put it in the for it.
That's
So once the hats, once they do the artwork, it's cheap, not the extra money for the artwork.
And you did a good job on the sweatshirts.
I love this one.
Yeah, that's good. Zip all the way down. Yeah, I love it. Like I say, how old are you? Was that on the school?
It's scholarship, guys, you want to fill in for Diamond scholarship? Or
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Go ahead, do it from up there. Go ahead, you do it from up there.
Good news. We were very fortunate. We actually had 3 relatives of base members get national scholarships.
Wow.
Say, out of 80, Ashley Manning, who we gave out the base scholarship this year to, and I knew she did it. It was a pleasure seeing that she got it at national. Unfortunately, when we published it in on the Foundation site, they didn't attribute her to the base, which I read that, which is fine. But we know that it's a relative of ours. My 2 grandsons who had previously got the national scholarship, one that previously got the base scholarship, they got another scholarship. People they don't really advertise it, but once you get the scholarship at national, it's not a one-time only. You submit a new application and a new essay, and you got a chance to get in the application, and it's now $2,200 a year. So out of 80 scholarships issued from the national organization, 3 of them went to relatives of this base, and I think that's great. And I think that also is a reflection on what we did in giving the scholarship, encouraging people to apply for the national at the time they applied for the base.
What would we do for a military cadet, an Annapolis person or something like that? Would you help them with their uniforms instead of tuition?
The way we do it is it goes directly to the student's account on the regular basis.
Does Annapolis
So
or
it goes
West
to,
Point have an account, I guess?
they all have students.
Yeah,
That's how they pay for their food. But then,
I mean, I know they still have expenses, even, you know, even though they, I don't know, it's true. What else do you do?
I found out where to mail the check. Believe it or not, it goes to Dallas, Texas. I don't know how that happened. And the only thing I don't have is the term of her scholarship. In other words, what term she apply for. Have her, I have to include that. Should I automatically say September?
so it's what's the application say, Chris?
I don't know.
I got it.
Now we have to start thinking forward for next year. I don't know if, Chris, if you have any grandchildren that are getting ready to apply, but I'll go ahead and take it on myself. I'll take the date of the application.
We do need to do a write-up because it is very impressive that we got 3. They got scholarships from us, you know.
Oh, yeah, we don't do a newsletter.
Right.
I've been thinking about that. And I would work on the newsletter if you would work on the newsletter with me.
Right.
So maybe you and I can discuss the newsletter. I'm right.
Our newsletters originally used to be about to it, 8.5 miles, I installed it, and that was the newsletter, was what we started. So it doesn't have to be, big.
And everything can be done electronically, so the cost would be minimal, and we don't want to get involved in mailing it.
No, we can distribute it through the internet, which is why I said that I can work with Chris. I mean, I can do content.
I do enough. I mean, I'm putting out, so much information right now, but, a newsletter would be interesting, a small blurb.
A quarterly newsletter.
Right, something like this with the scholarships, because to get everybody, it's your grandchildren too, it's your children plus your grandchildren, and, like you said, we've got 3 for national in the last 2 years, and the only reason we got Ashley was because her dad followed it through Facebook, when I put on Facebook.
You put out a lot of information, a lot of good information.
When you said the number, you mean the our base.
Okay, so
Yeah. It's very hard. Facebook, I got 72 members, and for email, I got, I think, 97 or 98, and the responses, for either one used to be very good on Facebook, but Facebook even 0 response lately, except for Isaac, because he was interested in his granddaughter.
Right.
You gotta give him something to be interested in.
You said there were 3 awardees for national. Were they passed? Just 2 awardees here?
These 2 grandsons,
That's
was Ashley.
Yes. You could all get it at one time. Your grandson's out last year.
My
The
grandson,
name in national everything.
my youngest grandson got the base of the national last year. My oldest grandson, he connected to base because he would not have applied, have applied for the base because that was my issue with the other base. But he did apply for the national got it. And Ashley was the first one to get the scholarship. But I'm funding the number of my.
So he's still on to apply. So it's still, he can still apply. He's never been awarded by the state.
I think I'm not going to have it because I'm on the committee.
Abstaining. It's called the Supreme guy recusal.
But I did, when my grandson did it, I was yes. It was up to God and Chris. But we could still do it. And moving forward on scholarships, first that. License plate, possible new member with a new plate. We have a number of plates that are already, they're not purchased, but set up, created by the state of New Jersey. I have the numbers, and one of the numbers is the base of the boat number, the Alaska, where the fellow wanted the plates, but I didn't pay for that number. So they changed the context of the motor vehicle. The guy showed me anything he could do to help me out. So I said, no, I'm going to apply for that plate number. Even though we didn't pay for it, it's allocated for the organization. So I haven't heard anything, so I assume that we're going to issue that plate. That would be good. Once we get down to about 4 plates, then we'll pay for the next 10 plates. And that's how it works. Openness, ticket sales, we can do any ticket sales tonight. And I'm looking at, right now, what we do ticket sales, and the 50/50, we put it in the scholarships. Let's go in scholarship.
I put it in the
Yeah, got to take a sales for that because of the stories.
No, there's not.
Pizza. Pizza, I originally had it on the agenda that we were going to order pizza and do it in for it. But we took it about, I didn't know how many people we needed for that. We had to do the logistics, the box, all the logistics, order it, have it delivered. The question is that we had, how many pies do we want? And that would have been, the question is, to people that are here, who would stay, for the pizza? Would you stay there?
Yeah.
John?
people come in, we get a lot of people coming in, we can always get, as long as we don't, if we get the order in too.
Well, I talked to the guy, we should get it in by 7:30. Because don't forget, we got Friday is busy,
Yeah.
and they gotta bring it over. So you gotta get it in by
Because
7:30.
it's only half a mile.
But still, it's Friday.
You got-
So if we order a pizza,
I will order two
7:30.
pizzas, I will order two pizzas, for delivery at 8:30, on our next meeting, which will be on the 22nd of August. And if we run out of pizza, that's okay.
That's right.
I'll be here in 20 seconds. I'll be on the cruise.
Well, you could have pizza on the cruise.
Okay.
Now, where do you cruise to?
But I feel bad.
We wanted to go to Hawaii. And my wife said, I want to go back to Alaska. So she said, okay, let's go to Alaska, and then we go to Hawaii too. So we're doing both.
It's more than a cruise, you're flying and.
Flying, cruise, coming back, flying over to Hawaii, cruise, coming back.
My wife wanted to do the Alaska cruise, but she also wanted to do the Hawaii cruise. And we were trying to time it with a trip to California to visit there with my son. Fortunately, that one fell apart, and we just went to visit them in Florida a couple of weeks ago, so I got on that cruise. But we had a $500 credit on Norwegian Line, which is the proper cruise line. And we will never do another one again because we don't like the boats. We like to steal the boat. But we had the $500 credit. My wife found out that she could give it to a family member. She was going to give it to my older son. He won it. So because the wife won't go on the boat, on the cruise. So we're on our last cruise, and I started my morning as I usually do with a mimosa and a Western omelet. Following the mimosa, I don't know how much I drank. But then I wound up at the next cruise desk. That one wasn't around, they booked another cruise for the new day. For our anniversary on the 2nd. This will be our 8th time in Bermuda. And it's special for us because we were the fellow that does
What
it.
month are you going to Bermuda?
It's 22nd.
That's good. We went too early, we went in April, it was so cold.
Yeah, but we know the musician that plays at Friday night in our favorite happy hour place. It's right where the boat was, the ship was. And I have the email address of this professional, and he hasn't heard from me for a number of years. That's in the email. And the reason why that we have this friendship is when we're traveling, he says, always plays my wedding song, which drives my wife to tears. I love it. So I try to reach out to him. He hasn't heard from me in at least 3 years, so he never answers. So I'm not going to set up this, so I emailed the Farmer Lane. Oh, yes, he still performs there, and you would love to be there that day. We pull in.
Oh, wow.
That's my story. That sounds like a sea story.
That's the secret.
That's a sea story.
As far as cruise goes, Viking has cruise, ocean cruises. Their ships are only 900. That, however, they're very expensive. Very.
We're looking for that, and we want to do our next cruise, one budget, we want to do the ocean cruise, through the Panama Canal, out of Miami, through the canal, and up to Los Angeles. And that's the next one, but before that, I'm going to go back to India and take my brothers to me. Anyways,
Full business stuff.
oh, business, I don't know.
Yeah. We have 3 plaques downstairs, deceased members on internal control. We need another one. There's 48 positions. We've got several right now. I had tried to get a hold of the guy in California, and then when they had the wildfires and everything else out there, I haven't, he hasn't gotten back to me. Bob Blue says he's talked to him, but, because he's got some of the plates, and he engraved them too. That's part of it.
That's important.
That's important. And so, I'm going to see if I can get a hold of him again. Because like I say, we get, it's about $700.
Well, we've got the checkbook. And if you make the connection, and you could write,
But I mean, I'll be willing to donate $100 for it. And It's something, it's important.
Something we need.
It's something we need, yes.
Well,
And then what we can do is bring one or two of them up, you know, but like I say, just to do some wall space up here. Because they're not forgotten, they'll be here.
I'll make a note of it.
So this new member, that just, you're gonna need room for him. William White.
Yes, right. And we got a couple more, so. But it's important.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we have the money to do this.
We have plenty of money, so that's not a problem.
Like I say, if I get a hold and we get that thing, we'll get that taken care of, because I got a picture of the plaque. And it's just a matter of, he said he was getting it back.
I mean, we only spent so far this year $600. We spent $600.
I think we should authorize the purchase of the pot.
You want to put it up for vote, make it official, or you, wait?
Let me get a hold of it. Let me get a hold of it.
So approximately not to exceed $1,000.
I'll entertain those.
And then we'll have another one.
Recommendation to authorize
So
the
this
purchase.
way, we have enough. And if we can't get the guy out there, we'll get those tags back. And because there's a couple local people around here, so we can get it. And all we need is the blue, the Southern Dolphins, the Gold Dolphins, and the 48 positions.
Well, there's a truck place just down the street from you. That'd probably be the greatest.
Yeah, there's one there, and there's one right over here in Marina Drive.
There's a truck place.
Yeah, that's where, guy got in.
I'm sure that's what we'll be able to, we can make a trip.
Sure.
I don't know what.
Should look at the back of any of these, there's an address.
I'll entertain it, that we, a motion that we authorize up to $700.
I'm assuming that,
What?
Something not to exceed,
Not to exceed.
$900 or
yeah,
$800.
yeah,
and then we'll just have another vote at the top.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so will someone make that motion?
I'll make a motion not to exceed $900.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Joanne.
Carry. Approved numbers present.
Anything else on old business? New business? C-stories?
Can I just ask a question? I'm only been a member here a short period of time. Every time I read this magazine on page 41, around 41, they have this take the plunge. Have we ever sponsored both? Yeah, we sponsored.
New Jersey.
We are sponsoring the New Jersey. Oh, okay. I was just asking because I was going to say, let's sponsor the New Jersey.
We did.
Okay. But you know what's funny is that it's the same boats that aren't being sponsored. Now, does that cost $30
a year.
for all three? Gives to send them 3 copies.
Yeah, right.
$30 a year.
Correct.
We want to do another boat that's been on this list for years.
Is there even a base in Delaware? Is there a USSVI base in the whole state of Delaware?
I think there is.
Yeah, there is one, right, so they can
Well, they
take.
should really sponsor the boat.
Right, yeah. No, I'm talking about
Brickover wouldn't have
the
a.
main, and that, most of us are SSBA guys.
Well, why don't we do this? If a state that's on here doesn't have a base, then we'll sponsor them. If they do have a base, it's their obligation to sponsor.
Well, there's a Brickover too.
Well, the Delaware came out first because Joe Biden was in office. So that's why they come up before New Jersey. And Rickover, father of nuclear power, so that's why they come out. And it's up to the United States Navy about how they want to bring out the ships. But now, they're saying they're gonna start building some submarines down in Philly. But it's gonna probably be 5 years out. But they're gonna start it. I mean, they did, they've done it before.
There was always that problem with Philly being a nuclear-free zone. Remember, that's why we couldn't come.
They don't have to build a reactor.
Yeah, we could
Because they're building, assembling, everything's.
Modular, yeah.
Everything's modular.
We know a good boat's Crampville.
Any other
You're a shipper.
Any other old business? New business, before we go to the ship story. The state of New Jersey, if you have a disability, then you could get a disability care. So you don't have to pay municipal parking anywhere in the state. And I have the applications here. If anybody's interested, I will put it out there. I have to play the plaque, and all you have to do is fill it out, your disability letter. There's probably, it doesn't say what you have to have a 100% or 10% or whatever. I think any disability qualifies you for the plaque. I went down to the Jersey Shore, I parked at the municipal lot, and it works for us. So if you're interested, I can put this in the back.
It's in and out of casinos. Down in Atlantic City.
That's it. You know that, you have a plaque.
No, I don't, but I, you
Would you
know.
like an application?
That,
But this is the plaque I have.
that's, anybody can get that. That's better.
Just have to do a disabled veteran.
Well, yeah, disabled veteran, but I mean, you don't have to be part once or be a veteran or whatever.
No, anybody.
Right.
So I'm gonna put these in the back.
So you don't have to have one of these regular disabled things. This is something completely different.
You mean the handicap sticker?
Handicap thing?
Would that take the place of a blue handicap sticker? If you were in a handicap space?
Probably not to.
Probably not, yeah.
But you can see that, that hangs on the mirror.
I think they're here.
It hangs on the mirror.
So you would park in a regular parking spot.
You park in the regular car, and you don't have to go to the meetings and fill the beach. So it works.
Yeah.
I want to bring
What documentation do you have to give them to your,
Just you
from the
need-
VA that
You
you,
need 214 and your disability award. Doesn't say any particular one. I don't know if some of that doesn't have tonight.
Well, that's true.
Terry Smith, the commander downstairs, still on the new business now. He said, anybody wants to, if you're not a member of the VFW, you want to become a life member, right now, starting August 1st, they're going to do half price to join, to get life membership. And he said, so what we're going to do is we're going to get half, and then the VFW Post 491 right here is going to put in half that. So you'd be paying basically for a life membership 1/4 of the cost. And also September 7th, out here under the pavilion, the VFW 491 is going to have their annual picnic. It's a nice picnic, you have music, all the foods, everything else, and it's really reasonable. So if anybody's interested, that's September 7th.
The only guilty that we have no pizza tonight. And you were looking forward to the pizza. Would you like to, after we adjourn the meeting, pick up at the camera and have a couple of pies? Have a pie?
I gotta go someplace.
You might eat them before they came.
I am sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad with it. Anybody else interested? Okay. Thank you. Any sea stories? Good. Closing prayer, Catherine?
22nd of August is our next meeting. Closing prayer. Grant us, O Lord, as Americans suffering veterans, we may continue to help our fellow veterans and those in need. We thank you for the people assembled here and pray you will give us the good works. Be with us, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Three times.
Where's the-